Hey, what up, what up? We're back for another review, and today we're taking a look at Rebel Moon Part 2. So I went back into my archive and I was like, damn, did I do a review on Rebel Moon Part 1? And it doesn't look like I did. It was on the list, but I guess I just didn't get around to it. So I'm going to cover both in this particular review. So even though this one is about Part 2, I'm going to touch on Part 1 as well, because I've seen them both when they first dropped on Netflix. And obviously, this is from Zack Snyder, and as much as I wanted to like these films, I don't. I don't. And here's the reason: it's not that it's not shot like a Zack Snyder film. It's not, it has some cool imagery here and there, a lot of slow mo. The problem that I have with these movies, and I'll get more into part 2 in a second, but I'm just speaking as a whole. I don't see the point. Like, these movies, in my opinion, would have been better suited for like I don't know, small series or something like that. Because when you're watching them, you're watching something that's trying to build a bigger world, and it's so many flashbacks and it's so much that you're trying to keep up with because it's a movie. So they're trying to fit so much into the story. And by the time you get to the end of it, you really don't give a damn about these characters. You definitely don't care about the lead actress who's leading this. And I still don't know the point after 2 movies. So this second movie was probably worse than the first one. Like, it's a lot of, like, you get characters sitting around a table and each one of them gets an opportunity to kind of talk about their past, so you get a flashback. And it's like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Okay, cool. And then after you do these series of flashbacks and things like that, to kind of move the story along, I suppose, with explaining things, then you get these big action set pieces, and it's like the action is cool, and it's some cool shots up in there, but overall, man, it's like Rebel Moon is. I was hyped for it, obviously, I don't have anything against Zack. I think Zack's made some cool movies. I love Army of the Dead, Dawn of the Dead. He's made some cool stuff, but, obviously Batman or Superman v Batman and Justice League and things like that. Like I said, I don't have anything against Zack Snyder, but this Rebel Moon is some hot garbage. Like, part 1 and part 2. Like I said, I sat through both and I wanted to like it. Wanted to love it, man, but it's just like every time one of them ends, when the first one ended, I was like, okay, all right, cool, we got part 2 coming out. Then we wait a couple months and we get part 2, and it's just like, all right, so I guess there's gonna be a part 3, part 4, part 5. It's like, it would have just been better served just broken into a series than you just give it to us. Like, putting it into a movie format and then we're waiting a couple months to see the next part when we're already not invested in the previous part. It's just like, wow. But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'll sit down and watch part 3 because I am genuinely curious to see where it's going. But right now, after 2 movies, I just don't see the point of it. So I can't in good conscience really recommend these films, either one of them, part 1 or part 2, because it's just, yeah, you know what I'm saying? If it wasn't for Netflix and just kind of being able to see these on demand or whatever when they come out, there's no way I would have went to the theaters or even purchased these films. Like, so yeah, Rebel Moon Part 1 and 2, they're both on Netflix. If you got the time to check it out, check it out. But if you don't, I promise you're not missing anything.